morning, just coming down the hill from home, heading to McQueen Systems to pick up Craig to bring him to his F-150. Fairly quick turnaround on everything we did to his truck. Not 100% sure what all I'm getting up to today, as always, but start by heading out to his place and then head to the shop.
Just down at detail and just going to help Nikki get some things moved. Got lots going on down here this morning, so he's just going to get Steve's Chevelle out of here. Big block SS Chevelle with Eldebrock Pro 4 injection. She's got that, and I'm going to grab my truck out of here and get it parked so they can get working.
Girls are good and busy down at detail. Craig has his truck. He is super happy with the detail, and he just messaged me saying it rides 100% better. So that's good. I didn't expect much of a change in feel. We're just going with the Bilstein shocks, but it definitely adds travel to the front suspension and helps out a lot with the leveling kit, I guess. So, and just a better quality shock. So anyway, it's good to hear back from customer that quick that he feels it rides that much better. So I'm just going to pull into the hot rod shop and see what's happening down here this morning. You see the trailer out, so they're probably going to move one or two of the vehicles to storage to open up space while we wait for parts.
See what's happening in here. I think this is one that's going to go to storage while we wait for the rest of the box parts, because we have the box sides but none of the rest. The drive shaft came back from Pat's driveline, all shortened up. So there was that, and a new fuel pump that was needed. We seen in one of the last videos the fuel pump was broken. So I think this is probably what's going to go in the trailer first and get down to storage. Get it out of our way for a little bit. This 46 Chev, let's see what's happening there. Bit of a roadblock here. This is where we need to get a couple things to storage. We're a little tight. So there we go. Frame is cleaned off and ready for reassembly with the Mustang 2 clip. So that's that. Looks like Bernard has the Impala up in the air. He might be fitting some exhaust or doing some wiring underneath. I'm not sure. I see a battery cable hanging down under there, so most likely he's just finishing off some wiring and plumbing underneath the car. Getting super close. Oh, I think I see seats inside of the Falcon. Yeah. Oh, that's a tiny back seat. Back seat is in. Package tray is in. Seals are going in. So looking close. This trunk would look nice with a nice black carpet to match the rest here. Coming along, he's getting real close here. Coming back to the Impala, I noticed the tailpipe's hanging out. So he's done the exhaust over here on the ground, I guess. It was a kit for the car, but we did do some cross-member stuff under this car to stiffen up the chassis. So we had to modify it a little bit, but hopefully we'll see it on a hoist in one of the next videos. Here's the Fair Lady. Looks like he's mostly got it stitched up on this side. Not 100% yet, but probably working over to the other side. I always like to see you get it to a point where it's just welding and then carry on to the next spot. Then when this side gets to a point it's just welding, you can go back and forth. It's always good to have more footage of welding to do so you can let it naturally cool as much as possible versus just using the blowgun and shrinking fast all the time just to keep the panel cold. So yeah, he's fitting this all in. He's repaired the rust that was at the gas filler. So he's got a weird patch there to do because the quarter didn't go high enough. But yeah, looks like he's just in the fitting stages here. He had to use the Pole Max for his first time and make up a body line, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, coming along nicely. So probably a couple more days on the quarters to completely finish them, and then he can get to the back here, and there's a couple thin spots like right here and the rust up in here that he's got to deal with, but it won't be long. Hopefully by the end of this week he's out of the metal and then it's off the body. Just in the automotive shop Wednesday morning, gonna do an update, see what's happening in here. So the used engine came in yesterday for the Challenger. Oscar's just installing it now. Not enough room with the balancer on?
No, it's tight between the front and back.
Yeah. Fun. So that's going in. Challenger is here, and John is just draining fluids and getting ready to pull the engine. Oil pan should be here tomorrow for the Hemi. So how's this thing look underneath? Yeah, oily. It's one of those things, he bought this from Barrett Jackson, so you never know what's what, right? You never know if it's a decent car or not until you, any auction, not just pulling out Barrett Jackson, it's just that seem to think that if you buy it from Barrett Jackson, you're buying a perfect restored. Yeah, But you're not. You're buying a car from an auction, no different than any other auction. Oh, it looks pretty good. The frame rails are solid. Cool. All right. Well, engine transmission coming out, and then the 392 with, I think it's a 6 or 8 speed. I think it's going in. I think it's an 8 speed. Yeah. I would assume Ashley is doing the wheel alignment.
Yeah, ride height first.
Oh, ride height and wheel alignment. Yeah, the height looks good right there. Well, I don't know. Being a El Camino, would probably leave a little bit of a rake in it. It is a truck. You might put something in the back. That seems like a pretty good stance to me. I don't know. Do you know if he's doing different wheels and tires?
No, he's gonna leave these for now until he does the body. I think he's
Oh,
trying to
okay.
make it.
What's going on with the town car? A bunch of brakes, or? Wow, that's a lot of lowering clamps back there.
Yeah, well, originally airbags. So
Oh.
someone got rid of the airbag suspension and put those in instead.
And they couldn't cut them to height because they have the taper on both ends.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Customer's okay with that.
Yeah.
So doing shocks in the rear and bushings and shocks in the front.
Yeah. So just a bunch of wore out rubber basically. Looks like it's been sitting around for a long time. Is it low mileage?
Not too bad. The interior is really clean. He actually owns 2 of these.
Oh, okay.
The other one has air ride and it just drives like a dream. And he's hoping to do the same thing with this, but not with those springs.
No, you'd have to put air ride back in it.
Yeah.
Maybe an aftermarket air ride or something. Getting the pump for the power brakes in here. So he's going to plumb it up to the master now. He's got to do some work to mount the master as well, now that it's not going to have a booster. And then we want to hear it, and if it's super noisy, we'll get some sound deadening in here between the floor and the pump and whatnot. And then at the same time, all of Kevin's cars are supposed to have these tow hooks. Yeah. Just like that. And then of course the narrow spot. I can't remember.
Narrow on the back, and then it would sort of sit like this. So.
No, I think yeah, it was this.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. What are the hooks? We have to get. Well, we can look at one of his other cars, but if you look at the hook, I think we did it this way.
I think that
we kept them flat though.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like a jacking point, but then also a tie down.
Oh, okay.
But I think because the hooks are pretty big on a car tie down, we did it this way, which
Yeah,
is,
so
I think, technically backwards to the way TMR designed them.
But just for this here, yeah.
But it works better because otherwise that's. Oh no, they're the clips. They're the metal clips. So no, the small way's fine. Just like that looks way better.
Okay. Yeah.
Because yeah, they're the clips. I'm thinking like a tie down, like
Yes, exactly.
with a dual loop thing. But no, yeah.
So and then the same on the front.
And then the front, well, the front gets tricky sometimes. So we learned what we would do is we mount them for cross in the front usually.
Yeah.
But what we were finding is we would put them up front. Yeah, it's that style we use.
This one, that's the backs.
But then there was not enough strap length sometimes because we put it here and then your eyelet's like right here. So what we do now, we've been doing is putting them to the back.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
So like this one's super easy. You'll probably cut this corner down a little right at the top here.
Yep.
And get it sitting in here nice and flat. We're to try to put all these tie downs on Kevin's cars because majority of the time they get trailered, and having these tie downs makes all the difference for tying these down in multiple trailers. If it was only ever going in one trailer that had E-Track, then you wouldn't do it. But because we haul them in the Stones trailers, the Stacker trailer, and then Kevin has 2 or 3 other trailers, or open deck trailers depending on the situation. So we put these tie downs on and they work freaking amazing. So straps we use have the clevis on it, so they clip on with the stopper so they can't fall off, and it just makes it a lot easier for towing these cars. This was one car somehow we haven't done yet. The car was built way before we started doing them, so that's probably why. But while it's here, we'll get Uncle Roy's car done. This one gets shipped to Prince George and back every year for his uncle to drive it, so best to have it tied down easier. Okay, Corbin's just working on this chassis that came in that's supposed to be bent somehow, so he's got a straight line there and measuring it up, trying to figure out where it's bent.
Yeah. Cross measurements show it's within 3/16.
Okay, I'm wondering if it's more of a warp, like a twist.
Right from here, it's showing 22 and 1/8 to the center.
Yeah.
And that side is 22 and 5/8.
Oh yeah.
That's that section. And then right here, it's exactly the same measurement again.
Oh wow.
And same with up there.
So just something when it got all welded in, it probably warped it a bit, but that's probably within spec on this thing.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Well, we might have to get the customer to come down and go over what his concerns were.
Yeah.
Because it might have been more of a twist. And I know some of these old chassis are so soft that when it's not bolted to the car, the back end will be twisted a bit.
Yeah.
Right? Like the chassis in those Tri-5s, they're noodles when they're not together. Or even that Impala. Maybe you got to set the head of the up here somewhere on jack stands, get it off these wheels, and then start doing floor measurements, because that's why they were talking about putting on the chassis table to straighten it.
Yeah.
So maybe like this corner's high or something, or that corner's low. Probably be best to see what the customer's concern was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get them down here and don't waste anybody's time that way.
Yeah.
We were in here this morning already, but I figured I'd come back in since they moved a bunch of cars around today, and here we go. So Corbin's made some great headway on this quarter panel since this morning. It's only about 2:30 now this afternoon, I think. Oh, 2 o'clock. Looking really good. She is now heartless. And John is getting the engine ready for install. We have, I think, a Holly oil pan that should be here tomorrow. We got the conversion mounts on there, I see. So yeah, be interesting to see how well this fits in a B body. I've only done A bodies, so nice and clean. Cool.
Okay, the girls are too busy at detail to keep Optimus Prime right now, so we are going to deliver it back to Kevin at the farm. So I'm just gonna head down and tighten up these mounts. The cameras keep moving on me. They've only been on here a day now. But anyway, so I'm just gonna head down. I think I might need to move my truck out of the way, and then Bernard's got his class 1, so he's going to drive it back to the farm, and we will get it back before the Chilliwack Car Show to complete the work. If not sooner, because we do need to do the windshields. So we'll figure out when Mike has that scheduled, and then we will go get it back here and get the windshields done. So yeah, just gonna head down, move my truck if they haven't yet, and then we will get Optimus out of there. Yeah, my truck is not moved yet. I will quickly move that, and we will get Optimus fired up. Okay, Optimus is out, ready to go. So head to the farm. Super convenient. The girls needed it out of their way. And BC DeLorean has Adam the Woo there, who does a daily, I think it's called Daily with the Woo. He's in Vancouver or in BC right now anyway, and Brandon and Kevin have followed him forever. I just started following him recently. Haven't had a lot of time to catch up on his content, but yeah, he does the daily vlogging thing, and they seen that he was in our area, that he was leaving Vegas and going to Vancouver, so they reached out to him to show him their collection, since he's a huge movie buff, Disney buff, and all about the 80s type stuff. So Kevin did reach out to me this morning wondering if it was possible for Optimus to come back even just for the day to show it to him, and then he hadn't called me back yet to let me know if they wanted it for sure. And then the girls messaged me asking to get it out of their way for a week or two. Well, they're busy, and so it just kind of all fell together perfect. So Bernard's in there. We had to get it boosted. When it comes back, we're gonna put some we're gonna put a charge wire on it so we can hook up a battery minder, but also maybe a night switch and jump starts, because you had to take that shiny box that's ahead of the hitch. Not sure how well you can see it in the GoPro, but there's a shiny box up there between the stacks. That's where the batteries are, and you got to remove the box to get to the batteries. Anyway, we'll make it a little bit more user-friendly, since these movie vehicles or movie replica vehicles sit around. Keep the footage rolling just in case something happens anyway, and see if we get any reactions from people. Weather's not great, so you're not seeing people on the sidewalks, but when we brought it to the shop, we definitely had a lot of people loving it. So there's somebody videoing and honking right there.